Hey, this is Jacqueline Richardson, Jackie Deja, Miss JJ Diamond, whatever y'all call me. I usually don't make a podcast tonight, but my mind has been sitting on India and what they're going through over there, and I just wanted to touch base on that a little bit. I was doing my normal research on foods, and just like I told a lot of you guys, before the COVID pandemic took place, in order for our bodies to fight off anything, our bodies have to have a balance. And see what I was, where I was lost at, okay, and this is just, a person that thinks a lot, a person that does a lot of research, and this is why I couldn't figure it out. It was like, it was eating at me. Majority of Indians, they eat a lot of spices. They use a lot of herbs. And I just couldn't understand. It was like, why? How is it possible that these people are catching a COVID over there and they're using the main source that most people use, which is turmeric, that's in curry, because they use a lot of curry, and curry fights inflammation. Well, the theory that I came up with is, and I try to tell y'all this every single day, anything that we take too much of will no longer work. Okay, and I've been studying this for years. Okay, just like they give me my Zyrtec. Okay, and I take this pill for a matter of 3 months, and I'm immune to it. Okay, so when I first
decided to
Egypt, here she go. She always have to be in every podcast. One way or another, she has to be in every podcast.
I was going to finish it for you.
As I was saying, like when I take my allergy medication, within 3 months, that allergy medication no longer works. Okay? And I have to switch to a different one. Okay? And there's 3 of them that I was taking, and now it's down to 2 because one of them I became allergic to. Okay? I used to take loratadine on a regular basis up north. It didn't give me the effect that Zyrtec gave me, but it did work. However, now, whatever company has made this loratadine that's servicing Charlotte, North Carolina, I'm allergic to it because I get heart palpitations and other little issues that go on. However, it's just like with food, okay? The same even with alcohol and drugs. When you drink alcohol, the first time you drink alcohol, you have 1 cup. And what happens? You're drunk.
You would take like 5 shots.
The next time you drink, you take
Depending on your weight.
2 or 3 drinks to get you drunk, because the one no longer gets you drunk. Okay? Same with drugs. They have this thing. Matter of fact, I was listening to, what song was it? I forgot what song it was that I was listening to, and it was talking about how one day a person started smoking marijuana, and a year later they was on some hard drugs because the marijuana no longer worked. Okay? So with that being said, the same with food. Okay? And I need y'all to understand this. People have this theory, we can't have sugar, we can't have this, we can't have that. Your body has to be balanced, okay? It can't have too much good, and it can't have too much bad. And I've been telling y'all this for the last 4 years, okay? You can't OD on these things, just like we can't OD on eating fruit. We eat fruit too much, we get diarrhea. The reason why we get diarrhea because the tannin is a poison and our bodies can't take it. Okay? But after a while of taking these fruits, eating these fruits on a regular basis, your body will get immune to it, and then your body can take it more and more and more. okay? Once your body gets immune to something, it no longer works. Okay, it just doesn't work anymore. And y'all have to remember these things. Okay, this is why, I used to be mad with myself for I was taking honey every single day. Okay, and I got mad with myself because I stopped taking the honey. Because I went out and I don't know what I did. I did something. Somewhere I went and I didn't have no honey. And I was mad with myself because I was around people that could have had the COVID. And I said, oh my gosh, I didn't take no honey. And, but I forgot that I had built immunity in my body already. So in actuality, I really didn't need it. Okay? When you build that immunity, it lasts for a while. It's not something that's going to go away overnight. Okay? And you wait a little while and then you rebuild it again. Okay? Because if you keep taking the same things, eventually you have built your immunity, but it's no longer going to work. So when it drops, there's no bringing it back up because you have OD'd on whatever you was using to build it. So it's no longer going to work. Just like myself, y'all know I love tangerines. My grandma Tina used to give them to me when I was little. And that was the sweetest little orange thing that I was able to eat. I loved it, okay? And it's different from an orange, okay? When I eat oranges, my nasal get all stopped up. I can't breathe. It gives me just too much phlegm. But the tangerine, it does it a little bit, but not as much. And I was able to enjoy it, okay? Now I was eating tangerines on a regular basis, a bag, okay? Sometimes a bag a day, okay? That's a lot of vitamin C. But I noticed that my body wasn't feeling any different after a while, okay? Because you can tell a difference when your body is when you've been taking something on a regular basis to either build your immunity or build your iron, build your protein, whatever you need to build, okay? You can feel the difference in your body. And see, one of the reasons why I study the body so hard, and I'm going to tell y'all why, because at 17, I had ulcers, and I got very, very sick. And when I got sick, I couldn't eat certain things. I couldn't, I just was going through it, people. And then on top of it, I had allergies. So I was battling two things that was taking my life away from me. So I had no other choice but to study nutrition and to study allergies. What I can be around, what I can't be around, what I can eat, what I can't eat, in order for me to be happy. And that's just the God honest truth, because life was very hard for me. I go into somebody's house and I get sick. I'll be feeling fine and I go there and then all of a sudden I'm sick. My day is over. I got to go home and go to bed. That's how I lived my life every single day, and it was terrible. I get around the wrong, somebody, excuse me, somebody could have on the wrong cologne, some cheap stuff. And next thing you know, I'm sick. It's always something in the air to make me sick. If I got my allergy medication, I pop one of those, I feel better. If I don't have no allergy medication, I might as well hang it up. I'm going to be sick for days, maybe even weeks, So that's what had me starting to study about different foods, the effects that it helps, it puts on the body, not to eat too much of it, and not to go overboard, And then sometimes, and I got a bad habit of this too. I don't eat it all. I just don't be having an appetite for anything because I'm so accustomed to eating only certain foods that's not going to make me sick. And that's what I believe the people in India, they used to eating certain foods and they're healthy foods, but their bodies have gotten immune to it because they eat it so much because that's what they used to. So the benefits of the turmeric and the curry is not even there for them. So y'all hear where I'm going with this? So I need y'all to understand Stop trying to overdo it with these vegetables and these vegetables and fruits. Have some cake sometime. Have a pastry sometime. Because your body got to have something to burn down, when you do eat them fruits. Okay? Because you got to remember, and I go back to it again, the tanning. Okay? It's a poison. Okay? If we have too much of it, it makes us sick. Especially if you don't have nothing in its body to kill. So if you unkilled all the negative bacteria out your body, and it has nothing else to kill, what is it going to do? Start breaking down your body. Okay? So you got to think about that as well. Like I said, have some cake sometime. It's okay. I know they've been trying to teach us, we got to get rid of the sugar. We got to get rid of this. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of this. We want to only eat cancer foods that kill cancer. Okay? Foods that kill this. Foods that kill that. Because they saw it was to be beneficial. But then people are still catching cancer. Why? After they unchanged their diet and they eating all these foods. Because they're eating it too much and it's no longer beneficial. Okay? So you got to balance this thing out. Like I done filled my whole freezer. I don't know if I took a picture and showed y'all or not. But I have nothing in that freezer but spinach, which I need to have every day anyway because I'm anemic. I've been anemic all my life. So I have to have spinach in my life. And quiet as Kevin, I'm going to talk about this. Y'all may think I'm crazy for talking about this, but I always had a pooping problem because I had a stomach problem. Certain foods was able to make me poop and some foods wouldn't. Okay? Now, once my body get immune to it, it stopped working. I still can't poop. Okay? So this is why I know for a fact that this is what people go through. This is why things have to be balanced. You can't have the same thing every day because your body gets used to it and say, hey, I'm not working on that today. I know who you are. You came in. You're going to sit for a while. Because you ain't no benefit to me. That's what the body is saying. So, in actuality, that tells me it's time to switch up and use something else. Okay? The same with the spinach. I use the spinach for multiple reasons. Because it's good for you. I need the iron. It helps fight cancer bacterias. Y'all know cancer runs heavy in my family. So, I have to worry about these things. Even though it's crazy because I was the sick one. Okay, I've always been sick. I was the sick one in the family, okay, for many, many years. And I watched my whole family die from cancer. And that's when I learned, too, that the less food we eat, the better we are as well. Because here it is, once again, they was always eating. That's all they did was eat. And they all gone, So I look at things like that as well, and that's another reason why I try to study the foods and stuff, because I lost a lot of my family members from that beast, which we call cancer, And I still have family members that's fighting that beast, that's alive, but they still fighting that beast, So it's a hard ordeal when we looking at all these diseases that we have and viruses and, it's just crazy. We wake up every day and it's like, do you eat? Because there's a chance you take. Do you not eat? Do you eat? What should you eat? What should you drink? It took a long time for us to know. We thought when we got thirsty or we got a fever that we knew we was dehydrated. Okay? So we would drink some water. But water's not beneficial to you if it has no electrolytes. They didn't start promoting that for the last 15 years. We've been running around dehydrated, and then we would have to go to the hospital in order to get our electrolytes back. Okay? Until they came out, well, they did have like Gatorades and stuff like that, but it wasn't that popular. Okay? So when we got stomach viruses or diarrhea, the first thing we would do is go to the hospital. They give us an IV and we snap back. We're thankful now today we don't have to do that anymore. We get a stomach virus, we drink some Gatorade or some Pedialyte just like the babies, and we snap right back. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to break down to you guys, that, things are different now, and they constantly telling us what we should do, what we shouldn't do. We should do it like this, and it can be confusing. It can be so overwhelming to people, and especially myself with a stomach problem and allergy issues. It becomes very overwhelming, So if it's overwhelming for me with these stomach issues, just think about a person that has a major illness. I got an illness with my stomach, but it's not a major illness where I have to be on a strict diet. You understand what I'm saying? There's people out here that have to be on a strict diet. So you can imagine how overwhelming it could be for them. If they say they have heart disease or high cholesterol or diabetes, Excuse me. It could be very difficult for them, I can only imagine. I'm going to just be honest with you, like what they be going through when you come from the doctor and the doctor said, well, you have diabetes and I'm going to give you these pills. Okay, if you don't work with these pills, then you're going to have to take insulin. And I knew a couple of people that had diabetes, and I watched them, and they can only eat certain food. I've seen people boil their chicken. They can't have no, they wouldn't even bake it because, when you bake the chicken, the oil goes back into the meat. When you boil the chicken, the oil goes into the water, and the more you boil it, it could either evaporate, so it's different ways you got to do it, And I think about these things with the people that I've seen that went through their issues, and I'm like, I couldn't live every day eating boiled chicken. But they got to eat something because they got to live. I couldn't live every day only eating certain foods, So I could, like I said, I could imagine the overwhelming stress that people go through, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out what to eat because of their illnesses. And it's hard. And then, once again, your body gets immune to the things that you eat. So even if you've been eating good, it doesn't matter to an extent. Because your body gets immune to everything that you eat. The body is a funny thing. And everybody's body is different. There's no two people out here that's alike. Everybody's body is different. Now I look at my kids, like, okay, I look at my son. You got to look at the genetics, of things when you're talking about your family members, Now my son, he had allergy issues really bad. I'm talking about my oldest child. Not my oldest child. Shaquana's my oldest child, but I'm gonna tell you about her in a minute. But my son, he had allergies real bad. Okay, he never really had asthma, but he had bronchitis just like me. Okay. Then I have my daughter, Shaquana. She had asthma. Okay, her asthma was so bad. The phlegm would fill up in her body so bad. Matter of fact, I was just talking to her recently about the day I was pulling her. She couldn't breathe and she had so much phlegm in her mouth. And I was able to pull it off her tongue. I was pulling it off her tongue and just pulling it off, like throwing it down, pulling it off. And I put her in my arms because she couldn't breathe and ran to Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx. And Lincoln Hospital from my house is about, I would say about a mile. And I ran to the hospital with my baby in my arms so she can get help. Shaquana doesn't have stomach issues. Okay. Then you have my grandson. He doesn't have asthma nor bronchitis, but he has very, very bad allergy issues. Okay? he's allergic to a lot of stuff, just like me. So you see how the genetics change from person to person, that no one is totally the same. And he doesn't get bronchitis like me, and he doesn't get asthma attacks like his mom. He's more like me, okay, with the allergies. But then I get bronchitis. He doesn't get that. But his allergies, things that he's allergic to, is similar to mine. But even though we're all blood, each and every one of us, illnesses affect us differently. So there's no two people, even if you got the same blood, there's no two people that bodies are the same. Our bodies accept everything differently. It's like when they say, when you put on deodorant or when you put on perfume or cologne, it smells different on every person because of what is I'm looking for? I'm getting sleepy, y'all. But I just wanted to talk about this so y'all can try to get some understanding about how the bodies work, so y'all can work this out and we can all get better and stay healthy, and it's really hard, like I said, they was telling us, oh, we got to eat this, all this healthy stuff, and then we still get sick, and then you're saying, why, and it like I said, it becomes overwhelming, it becomes stressful, I get to the point where I just don't care no more, and we don't want people to be that way. Because life is precious, and we supposed to live happy here on earth. That's what God intended, not for people to be overwhelmed, about living. And that's what it seems. It seems like that people are getting overwhelmed with life, so bad that, like I was listening to this song, and every time I hear it, it's a beautiful song, but it doesn't sit with me well because it's a young boy singing this song. And he's saying, I'm young, but he's looking forward to death. He said, what did he say? Tombstone and they bury me. He said, tombstone and they bury me and they carry me by the river. That's some of the words. That I don't know if that's exactly how he said it. And he's saying, he's been through so much so young. He's just ready to, he can't wait till he can die so he can rest. That's not the way life is supposed to be. I know because I've been young, I've lived, I've been through problems, I got through problems, and I'm still alive. And I don't want these kids feeling like this because they're going through so much and life is so overwhelming, they just can't wait to rest in death. That's not the way to live. Okay, because it plays on your mental. We know you're tired, but once we get these things right, y'all all be okay. Life is what it is. You have to choose on how you want to live your life. If you're tired of living a certain way, you have to change it. Okay? And that's the beauty of becoming an adult. That's the beauty, okay? The only thing, though, being an adult is you have to take care of everything, okay? When you're a kid, granted, some kids have to grow up fast because their parents were no good. When you're an adult, everything is on you, okay? And you say to yourself, oh, I'm getting tired. This is just not going to work for me. I can't take it no more. I feel like I'm dying. You just have to find a way to change your situation. And sometimes that process may be a little longer than expected, but eventually it will change. Just like you apply for a job and you say, I go to this job every day, but I know this job is not for me. What do? You apply for another job. You keep applying. Until, that interview come in and you go to that interview and they say, you got the job. And you like, for real? Okay, now I hope I'm going to like this. And you get it, you like it, and you say, this is perfect. The money's good and life is better now. But you have to make it happen. You can't sit on the couch looking at TV all day and think that life is going to get better for you because you're sitting there. You have to do something about it. in order for it to change. So that's why that song doesn't sit with me well, when I listen to it. Like I said, it's a beautiful song, and it would be a beautiful song for a church environment. I think he did an awesome job with it. It sounded like he had a choir in there with him. He did an awesome job with that song. But it's just what he's saying. It just doesn't sit with me because you're thinking about death and you're supposed to be thinking about living. And then he says in the song, and I'm young and I feel this way. There's no need for you to feel that way, and you're young. You're just getting started. Life might have been hard for you as a child, but you have the choice to change that. Just like myself, life was hard as hell for me as a child. But I had a choice to change that. And can't nobody make me do anything I don't want to do to make life harder for myself. Because I lived hard due to the circumstances. So that's why it bothers me when I hear the song, because I'm like, I wish I could sit across from this young fella, and I want to know, I want to hear, what in your heart make you feel like you're so tired that you want to die? Okay? No one should ever feel that way, because life is precious to us. And it's a way out of everything you're going through. It may seem like it's not. But you got to have faith. Go to journeys that God is asking you to go. And follow through. It's simple, like I said, it just doesn't sit right with me, and I focus on the kids a lot, because I had a hard life. And by me having a hard life, and hearing some of the things that some of these kids are going through and how they feel. And, these were feelings that I had as well, but I had to realize that those feelings was falsified feelings and I need to change them. I had to make a change. I had to make some choices. It's your world. It's your choice. You walk around in your world, and the way you want to live your life in your world, can't nobody stop you. As long as you're following the rules of the world. And that's just what it is. It's simple. Don't make things harder than what it is. And some people do. They actually do make things hard for themselves with drama, with nonsense. It just be too much. Even like with the health situation. You constantly tell people every single day, you don't eat healthy, at least half of the time, you're going to get sick. One day. They go to the doctor, oh, this is up. And they're looking at you like, okay, so what you want me to do? You have to change your diet. And you're looking like, what? Change my diet? Well, I told you was going to get sick if you didn't change your diet before. But you chose not to, and now you're sick. So this is what you got to deal with. You brought this on yourself. Okay? Because, not everybody is born with illnesses. They create them. Some people. They create high blood pressure. They create diabetes. They create high cholesterol. Because of the things that they, as I say, OD on. And then when the doctor says, oh, you're sick. You got to have pills. You need this for this. I told you to change your diet before, but you ain't listening. They give you a warning. Because it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to be destroyed. That's why we call it a dose of slow death. Slow process of suicide. This is what we do to ourselves. As human beings. We have this thing where we just have to have certain things. And I get it. Oh, this is what we like. So, we're going to OD on it. But it's not the right way. you know, and some people feel like they're not going to be dictated to. They're going to continue to eat, you know, they're not going to put a balance on it, you know, like I may sit here and eat a whole thing of cookies. Well, I'm lying because I never eat a whole pack of cookies. I always spread my snacks out. I'm actually the only one in my household that saved their snacks, okay? Sometimes I save it so long, they be so old. I was laughing at the kids the other day. I had a bag of chips in the car. You know, I eat on them, and then I'll close it up and be like, I don't want no more of that right now. Save that for later, you know. And my daughter said, them chips been there for a while. I don't know if we want none of those. And I started laughing because, you know, nobody really saved their snacks like that. But I'm one that saved my snacks. I always do. Some people want to OD and eat the whole bag. They get a big old bag of chips and eat the whole bag right there. Get a pack of cookies and eat the whole pack of cookies. You know, you got to balance it out. Take a little bit here, a little bit there, you know. Then you get back to your healthy stuff. Okay, I had bad stuff earlier, and now I'm going to eat me some healthy stuff for dinner. That's the way it works, y'all. In order for us to try to stay healthy. And I've been living my life like this for quite a while now. And when I go to the doctor, they tell me I'm pretty much healthy. You know, only problem I got is these allergies that will never go away. And my stomach, it bothers me sometimes, but I know how to fix it when it bothers me. Because I've been dealing with it since I was 17, you know. I just learned not to OD on certain things. And that's what we all have to do. We can't OD on these things. All this health, you know, all these, and you know, I had a client, I'm going to tell you about this client real quick and then I'm going to get off of here. I have a client, she eats healthy foods every single day. But I noticed what she used to do is implement new things. Because she knew it wasn't working anymore. But she got so addicted to eating this particular type of food. You know what I mean? She would eat it every single day. She had to have her kale. She had to have her spinach. She had to have her beans, you know. And she was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want that. Because I'm tired of that. But I want this, you know. And she'd eat it. But she know it's not benefiting her. She knew it wasn't benefiting her. You know, so she would implement something new. And I noticed that about her. I was with her for about a year and maybe 2 months. Okay, so I say about 14 months. And I noticed every 3 months she was implementing something new that was healthy for her. Because she knew that other stuff that she was eating was no longer working. She felt it inside her body. She didn't say it, but she felt it. She knew. So she was always implementing something new. Okay? And she is healthy as I don't know what. I mean, she has, what is it? No, she don't have lupus. She has the other one. I forgot the name. Oh, geez. With the bones. But she's healthy. She is healthy. 70-something years old. Doing well. She don't catch no colds. She's just good. And I'm going to just be honest with you, you know. And I watched her patterns, you know. And I was watching to see, like, if she was kind of on it like the way I was on it, but, you know, just a little bit different. And we kind of had similar ways about how we were eating our foods and stuff, you know. Even though she eats meats. She eats beef, and I don't think I ever seen her eat pork, though. But I did see her eat beef. See, I don't eat beef at all, and I don't eat pork at all. I eat chicken. Every now and again, if I feel my protein is really, really low, beans don't bring up my protein fast enough, so I will have a Slim Jim. Other than that, I won't eat no steak. I don't eat no red meat at all. But we also need that protein. And the other foods don't give. Beef is the highest in protein. Okay, it's got more protein than beans. Okay, that's why they say, you know, if you need protein, eat some red meat. Because you'll get exactly what you need right away. But if you OD on it, it can actually hurt you. So you see the the factors of it, it becomes non-beneficial to you. Now it starts to reverse. That's another thing I was looking up reverse, and it kept coming to me, reverse. And that's what the foods do. That's what these herbs do. And all of these foods that's beneficial to us, that's what it does. It reverses it, okay? Instead of helping us, it starts to hurt us because we having too much of it. And that's why I believe it's happening to the Indians. They eat the curry and turmeric so much it no longer works for it's beneficial. But I did want to tell y'all some things that does help with inflammation, because that's the big factor with COVID, the inflammation. It seems as if you don't get the inflammation, it won't be able to attack your lungs and your belly. So that's why we try to keep the inflammation out of our bodies, so that way if we do get it, it doesn't attack us. It dies right away, okay? However, most of those foods is common foods that we eat every day. Broccoli, spinach, I'm trying to think, y'all, mushrooms, what else? Let me look. I just want to throw some things out there. Y'all can always Google. I tell y'all can always Google some things. Avocados, salmon, ginger, berries, okay? These are the things that fights off inflammation on a regular basis. And you just switch it up, That's the best way to go about it. Switch it up and get your benefits from different foods and different herbs, And you should have those foods that I just called out. You should have at least one of those every single day. Every single day, you should have at least one of those. And that's just my theory. You got to have something good in your body every single day. You don't go all day bad, OD on, green tea, grapes is also good. Y'all know broccoli is really good, which I had told y'all. Omega-3, y'all know omega-3 is fish. Salmon, mackerel, and tuna are the highest in omega-3. So you must have some of that, A lot of people are stuck on the cans. I be seeing people on social media eating a lot of the cans. You be careful with them canned foods. Them canned foods are high, very, very, very high in sodium. They have no other choice but to put the sodium in there to keep it fresh. So you say to yourself, if you have the choice in eating fresh or canned, eat the fresh. Okay? Because then you can add how much salt you want. Or have no salt at all. Okay? Then they have some that's low sodium, And with people of color, they suffer from high blood pressure from eating a lot of salts. Because we need our foods to be very tasty. That's how we are. We want flavor. We have this issue with flavor. We got to have flavor. Well, we're going to smack and enjoy the food. So with that being said, we get it, but it's not good for you. If y'all mix up a bunch of herbs together, let me tell you something. And I had to learn this. And what made me learn this is because my people suffer from hypertension. So I started coming up with, well, I don't want to be like y'all taking high blood pressure pills and y'all young. Some of my friends was young in their 30s and they taking high blood pressure pills. And I'm like, I can't be like that. So I'm going to get rid of this salt thing now. I got to figure this thing out, And I started out with Mrs. Dash, I used to work for the elderly and I'd be cooking. And, sometimes my client would say, here, taste this. And, you unmade it, but taste it. It tastes good. And you put that Mrs. Dash on there, and I tried it one day. I was like, this thing does taste pretty good. So I started out with Mrs. Dash, and then from there, I just went on and started buying my own herbs. I read it and said, okay, it has this, 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 and this. I buy my own herbs, but they make it taste so good where you don't need the salts, the sodium. So y'all just watch out for how much sodium, and a lot of prepared foods as well, meaning like the frozen foods, is high in sodium as well, So y'all got to just be careful with those stuff. I say canned goods is always for emergency. That's what I say. That's just me. Because I'm a cooker. I'll cook every single night. It doesn't matter. For my family, I'll cook for them every single night. But canned foods are really for emergency, and that's the way I look at it. When you have nothing else left. So y'all try your best to continue to eat the fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, because it's going to benefit you, But like I said, just don't OD on it. You can't OD on anything. Anything you OD on becomes harmful to the body, even when it's supposed to be good for you. Okay, I'm getting to the point like now. I used to take my Zyrtec, pieces of it. I started out with little tiny pieces of it. And now pretty much I'm at a whole pill. Okay? And I'm so afraid to keep taking this whole pill. So I try to go days without taking it. Thank God I have eucalyptus in my life. I can go a day or maybe even two sometime without taking it. And like I said, I'm thankful for it because that gives my body time to get rid of it out my system so my body won't get immune to it, to where it don't work at all, because then I'm going to have to change pills. And then by me changing pills, once you're used to something, you want to keep that, So I don't want to go, now I got to go to Allegra. And I got to start all over the process again. And it might not work the way the Zyrtec worked. It's not going to give me the same effect as the Zyrtec. I know with the Zyrtec, okay, I'm going to feel a little sleepy for a moment. Then I'll feel okay and I'll be all right. I can move on with my day. Going back to the Zyrtec, that thing may make me sleep for an hour before I can get on with my day. So like I said, every medicine has a different effect. I'm already used to the effect of the Zyrtec. So I don't want to have to lose that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's hard to do, people, but once you get used to it and you do it on a regular basis, it becomes repetitive. So if you're used to waking up and you're saying, okay, for breakfast, I'm going to have me a bagel and some coffee. For dinner and for lunch, you need to eat healthy, okay? Because coffee and a bagel is bad for you, okay? Both of them. So, lunchtime, okay, well, I'm going to have me some fruit. Me, I have to have the fruit in the morning. If I don't have fruit in the morning for some reason, everything else I eat that day doesn't digest well. It's like the fruit does something to my belly. It helps my belly. And that's why, I eat a lot of fruit because it doesn't make me sick the way meat and other foods make me sick. So these are the things that we have to do. We have to balance these things out in our bodies so our bodies will be able to fight off all of these different things. Right after the summer, October come, we going back into flu season once again. And then we're going to still be dealing with the COVID as well. So y'all just got to continue to just eat healthy, and do the right things. Just don't overdo it. Because we don't want y'all bodies going into remission. And pretty much that's what it is. It goes into remission. And that's pretty much it. I'm just concerned about these people in India because I had a lot of nice Indian friends here in America. I've met some bad Indians and I've had a lot of good Indians. I've had a few Patels that was really nice to me. Then I had a few Patels, that wasn't all that great to me, So I never judged them based on their name or their tribe or whatever the case may be. However, based on their personality and their character. And I just, it just hurts me to my heart that their people are dying so much over there in India, and like I said, I worry about stuff like that. I just can't
help it. That's just who I am. I care, So
So with that being said, I had to sit down and really do some research. I couldn't understand, like, they eat good, so why is this happening to them? And then that's when the light bulb went off in my head. Oh, this is why, and this is what I believe. Their bodies are immune to eating the curry, and it's no longer beneficial to them. And they're going to have to switch up. Y'all got to switch up, Indians, and eat some of our stuff. Just like we eat y'all stuff, y'all can eat some of our American food as well. And switch up a little bit, So I try a little bit of everything. I not a little bit. I'm not gonna say a little bit of everything because I don't eat. I saw some people cooking some bugs. They said them bugs is high in protein. I can't do it. I just knowing it's a bug, I can't eat it. They was frying up some bugs, had some crispy bugs. I'm like, I can't do it. But people are trying to find lesser ways. They're trying to find more ways to eat less food that'll still give you the same benefits, because the foods that we're eating is actually killing us slowly, So I guess they're looking at it as, okay, if I eat one roach that has a lot of protein, that's less than eating a quarter piece of a steak going into my body that's going to take 48 hours or to 72 hours to digest. Okay, so you got to look at the benefits of it. I get it, but it's not for me, and it's not going to be for everybody, but I get it. You got to put yourself in other people's shoes sometime and think how they think, why, what's the benefits of it, and bugs have high protein. So that can only be the only reason why they are eating it, because they can get more protein out of that than eating a steak, So to each his own, that's why we have choices, But I love you guys. I'm getting really, really sleepy talking to y'all. But I just wanted to throw that out there. We're still praying for y'all, India. We're praying for the whole world, because COVID is still here in America, This thing is just crazy, We say we don't know when it's going to end. We just don't know. One day, I believe that one day it's just going to all go away. That's what I believe, that we're going to wake up and there's going to be nobody with COVID. Nobody's going to have COVID. That's just what I feel in my heart. When though, I don't know. But that's what I feel. We're going to wake up and they're going to be like, we ain't got no COVID cases. None. I know y'all probably saying wishful thinking, right? But that's the way I feel about it. One day we're going to all wake up and it's going to be all over. I love you guys. Thank y'all for listening. I will continue to try to get on the podcast as much as I can. It's like really hard for me because I'm going through a lot right now with the business. But, it is what it is, and I'll try my hardest. Once again, this is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JD Diamond, Deja, Jackie, whatever y'all call me, and I'll talk to y'all soon.